Hello, this is John DeRoyan. This is Vlog Discussion 7 in a series of vlogs for media and culture. Today I will be covering the readings for rhetorical analysis, Chapter 5, the resources of argument, and the reading pop culture, Chapter 4, readings regarding music from Hollander, Elevate My Mind, Identities for Women in Hip Hop Love Songs, Wilkinson, Country Music, Openness to Experience, and the Psychology of Culture War, Anderson, Seduced by the Perfect Pitch, How Autotune Conquered Music, and Vasquez, Riffs of Passage. Let's begin. Now, first, I'll take a look at Chapter 5 of Rhetorical Analysis. The Rhetorical Act. It is called The Resources of Argument. And I think most students, this is just my personal opinion, most college students who have been made to write an essay understand many of the fundamental techniques that this chapter appears to be attempting to instruct us on. So, one thing that it wants to hammer home is that rhetoric typically has several components with which it is constructed. So, it is important that an argument is found. So, that is basically the engine that drives the rhetoric. It is important that a claim is established so that evidence and subclaims can be used to back up the claim. This basic skeleton, this framework with which to deliver rhetoric, is something that is pretty much used in most essays. Um, in addition, there is the fact that issues must be found as a point of dispute to properly have a basis for your claims. So you can't just pull claims out of the dark. It has to tie into a pre-existing context. And there are several questions, such as policy, value, and fact, that can be touched on with regards to these questions. So that's chapter 5 of rhetorical analysis covered. Next, we will be covering the reading pop culture readings. Now, a lot of these use certain analogies as a means of kind of furthering their argument. And, to be topical and to follow the prompt, I might use analogies to kind of summarize how these authors go about portraying themselves or portraying their claims. Sorry. Now, Wilkinson and Vasquez are whom you might consider extroverts. The manner through which they deliver their information is somewhat sensational. Now, it's not like unprofessional to the degree that you might consider what they're saying farcical, but they definitely use somewhat dramatic language and also analogies that relate to their personal lives to further their arguments. As for Anderson, he is a lot more concerned with the how do you say it? She is a lot more concerned, sorry, with the manner in which she portrays the information she uses. She is now she will still use personal analogies to sort of put her experiences into context and put her argument about auto tune into context. But she also uses several real world examples that many of us might be familiar with in order to back up her claim. She dives very deep into the context. She even goes back to certain interesting facts. One thing that caught my eye was like the vocoders used in World War II. She traces the evolution of her topic. She might be likened to, that person at parties is very knowledgeable and understands what they're talking about. And maybe it's a bit dry, but she is very succinct and very precise with the sort of information she wants to deliver. Now, Hollander, I think, has the most interesting approach because she is a blend of these many different approaches. She sort of takes the personal analogies in more sensational manner through which she delivers her argument that Wilkinson and Vasquez might, but sort of takes Anderson's more kind of evidence-oriented approach to back up her claims. So she does sort of have some odd arguments, such as this weird, like, neurochemical difference between conservatives and liberals. But overall, on the whole, her usage of evidence definitely helps her credibility. However, I think if she were to curate her evidence more and not make strange statements like that, her argument might have a lot more strength.